think in the Netherlands, it's I think we started a little bit earlier with all the rules than in Russia. This is the first thing. But we are able to go out to the supermarket and to maybe go for a walk and everything. And of course, that's in Russia, you're not allowed to go for a walk, not everywhere, at least I know. So I think here we maybe can move a little bit more, but you are only allowed when you're alone or with one other person. No, they said it's not obligatory, it's not like a rule, but of course I stayed home for most of the time just to be sure, but also I already was, of course, 2 weeks in Rostov in quarantine. I think in the beginning, especially the club, they delivered me some fitness things. So every morning I first started with some training. And of course, also the people from the club, they brought me food. And also some of my teammates, they brought me some food or some wine maybe after a while. So most of the time I just had a very slow start in the morning and train a little bit and maybe watch a little bit Netflix, study a little bit, and the time went by quite fast.
Outside.
Yes, I think here it's like I said, maybe more easier because you are allowed to go to the park, for example, and to go jogging, or for me, I most of the time take the bike because it's a little bit better for my knees. But also here I have my garden with my gym, so I actually can do a lot more here than in my apartment in Russia. Of course, I think it's different for everybody, but I think it's very easy to, sit on the sofa, watch only Netflix, and that's it. But I think when you keep motivating yourself to do something and maybe to learn something new in this time, I think it can help a lot. Maybe learn a new language or learn something small, something like this. Like since 4 or 5 years ago when we won the first medal, it has become much bigger in Holland. But I think especially after this World Championship, it's a lot of people recognize us. And it was also, of course, the first time that we were planning to play a match in front of 10,000 spectators in Rotterdam. No, not at all. No, I think football is still by far the #1 sport in Holland. And but I have to say that especially female team sports in the last, I think, 4 years, they made a major step. So I think that's really nice to see. And maybe we benefit a little bit by the fact that the Netherlands football team was not in a big competition for the last 4 years. I didn't realize very quick that it would be a penalty. I saw the referees were speaking a little bit, and I was thinking first maybe it's just a 9-meter free throw. And I have to say that after that, everything went quite fast. They gave 2 minutes penalty. So then I just tried to do like I always do, just walk there, just take a penalty, and just like any other penalty. And at that moment it worked. And now when I look at it, I think, okay, it was a crazy moment. And now if I look at it, I get nervous. But at that moment, I was completely relaxed.
A red card for Hernandez. Zogbidapola faces Abing. Abing scores! Goal number 7, and that is it! Hernandez stood in front of the keeper, got red carded, gave away the penalty, And the Netherlands, for the first time after getting silver 4 years ago, have won the final. They have beaten Spain 30-29. Well, incredible. Spain on the attack. There was so little time for the Dutch to do anything at the end. But the block by Hernandez came in that.
I think maybe not my education, but for sure, like the experience that you gain in the last years. And I think there were more moments in the couple of last 5 years where there was a last moment decision and I had to finish it, especially with the national team. So of course, also sometimes you fail, and but that makes you also learn from it. So I'm happy that now it was such an important moment and that I managed to score the goal. I think I expected it a little bit, so it was not like a shock or something for me. But of course, it's sad because especially after we won the World Championship for our national team, it was, I think, a nice moment to play the Olympics. But also now we know we cannot change anything about the situation. I'm already very happy that the new date for next year is there. And we have just one more year, the time to prepare ourselves even better. I didn't know what to expect. Okay, I visited Rostov a few times, but I was also really maybe not surprised, but positively surprised by the city. And especially I think after the championship of the football, there are a lot of new restaurants and new places to go. So that was really, really nice for me. And yeah, when I come look at the handball part, I knew Rostov was like one of the top teams, and I'm really happy that I helped them to reach also my goal, because my dream was to play the Final Four. Yeah, this is about the traffic jam. It's true. It's really crazy, but I think in Holland everybody drives in the same lane, and in Russia everybody just drives wherever they want. But I also got used to it, so I just did the same like everybody, and now I need to go back in the normal system in Holland again. So yeah, I think like I said, for me the hardest part was living far away from my home, but for the rest I enjoyed my time, and I think the club arranged everything for me very well, so I did not have any negative things. Yeah, I think most of the time when I looked this like last month, we spent a lot of time in La Fabrica, in the restaurant. But before it was also the restaurant New York that was unfortunately closed the last months. So I think, yeah, this part of the city, I like it a lot, and it's quite close from my apartment. So it's nice to walk in the evening or and to go there and just to eat something and to spend some time outside. And in the summer, of course, to walk at the river, the Don. It's one of my favorite things to do also. Actually, I didn't eat so many typically Russian food, just the soup, borscht. But also when we travel with the team, we always eat like really sports fan food. So we always eat pasta and chicken. So unfortunately, I didn't try so many Russian dishes. In the beginning, I had this app, so I was trying to learn a little bit, and I have to say that Lera Maslova, she teach me also a lot of Russian words. So also like now I hear some words in the interview, so I know a little bit about what it is, but I think I know at least some words, some small sentences. I know the words like krasovki, naski, приятного аппетита, something like this, like small sentences, some stupid word maybe about food, I don't know, a lot of things actually, I think. I think this winning the semi-final of the Champions League was really a big step, and I remember the joy of the team. So I think this is one of the things that was most nice for us. But also after the final, that we lost the final, okay, but everybody was thinking, okay, next season we want to try and do it even better. And I think this was also a nice moment, even though we lost the game. So it's sad that this season we couldn't try again, like in this regular season, of course, just to have another chance. Yeah, I think at least it's something that I knew it was far, but I maybe underestimated that it was hard to come from Europe to Russia. So my family couldn't visit so much. So this was for sure one thing that was hard for me, because when you have 2 days free, you cannot just say, okay, I go back and see my family. So this was also one of the reasons that I decided to move a little closer to home next season. Of course, I don't know about the rules and everything, how it will be, because normally my contract finish 30th of June. So I don't know how everything will be handled. So I think this is really frustrating, because of course I want to play the Final Four with Rostov-Don and finish the season also in the best way. But I don't know if it's realistic to say that we can even play sports anytime soon again. So I think we just have to wait and see what will happen. Actually, I didn't bring all my stuff. I tried to take as much as possible, because I don't know, of course, what will happen. And also, I discussed this with the club, but I think it was too much to take in one time. So I still have some stuff over there. And first let's see what will happen in the next months, and then we can decide what to do. I don't know. I think it's true. We have one of the tallest people, I think, in the world. So I actually really don't know why, but of course now it's normal because everybody is tall, so we keep on the same level. But I think especially men and also the women, they are quite tall in our country. But it's an advantage for us as handball players. The surname Van Dijk, Virgil van Dijk. I think it's a good question, actually. I think like Russian people, they are very serious about what they do, and I think they are very good. How to say this in English? Like if they have a plan, they stick to it and they listen to what is the plan. And I think this is something that we can teach as Dutch people, because I think Dutch people are more like following their own plan and trying to do what they think that's best. But I think what we have in common is that we are like no nonsense people. Like we don't complain, we just do what we have to do. I think that's both Russian and from Holland.
Sometimes.
Yes, I think what's really sad is that you cannot go so easy to Russia to visit some places, and I think that's why not so many tourists can come to especially places like Rostov. And I think if it would be easier, more people could visit also, and it would be nice. And for sure, if somebody asks me, of course, about Rostov-Don and the city and to join the handball, I can tell them that it's one of the best teams in the world, and I think it's a good step if you can do it, if you are ready for living far away from home.